Good morning, girls, and welcome in today's maths class. In today's class, we shall be having a discussion on the topic percentage. We make use of the concept of percentage in our everyday life. You must have heard about these things. I got 75% marks in math exam. This year, the crop production increased by 25%. There is 50% discount on the shoes. 50% sale, 25% sale, etc. etc. Several places we see the concept of percentage being used. So let us understand the concept of percentage and what the word percentage actually means. Percent. A percent is a fraction, but it is a special type of fraction. In this fraction, the denominator is always the same and it is a constant value which is 100. It does not matter what the numerator is, but the denominator will always be 100. Therefore, when we want to represent this fraction in the form of percentage, we just remove 100 from below and put percentage symbol by the side of the numerator. For example, the fraction 2 upon 100 is written as 2%. The term percent can be split into two parts, per and cent, where per stands for every and cent stands for 100. So, the word percent means for every 100. Let's try to understand the concept of percentage even better by taking the example which is given in our textbook. Now there are two pictures that you see on your screen. In the first picture, there is 58% water in the dam. It means that if the dam holds 100 units of water when full, then right now it is holding 58 of the same units of water. If the mobile phone has 100 units of charge when it is fully charged, then at this moment 43 units of charge are still left. A percentage is a comparison made with a total which is taken to be 100 parts. So if there is 50% water in the dam, we can say that the dam is half full. 50% is 50 parts of water out of 100 and half of 100 is 50. Whereas 58% is 58 units out of 100 units. So we will write this fraction as 58 upon 100, which means 58 upon 100 parts out of the full capacity of the dam are filled with water. Percentage in the form of a fraction. Now to convert percentage as a fraction, we have to follow the following two steps. Step 1. Write the percentage as a fraction with denominator equal to 100. Step 2. Reduce the fraction to its lowest term. Let's take an example to understand how to convert percentage into fraction better. Express 50% as a fraction. Now to solve this, we will first have to write 50% as a fraction. The fractional form of 50% is 50 upon 100. Then we will reduce the fraction to its lowest terms, for which we'll have to find out the common divisor between the numerator and the denominator, which in this example is 50. So when the entire fraction 50 upon 100 will be divided by 50, we will get the reduced form to be 1 upon 2. Therefore, 50% is equal to 1 upon 2. Now let's take one more example of the same type. Example 2. Express 80% as a fraction. Now 80% means 80 out of 100. Thus, 80% is equal to 80 upon 100. By reducing 80 upon 100, we get 4 upon 5 as the answer. Therefore, 80% is equal to 4 upon 5. A fraction in the form of a percentage. Let's learn how to convert fraction into percentage. Example 1. Express 3 upon 4 as a percentage. To get the answer, we will be using the equivalent fraction method that you have learnt in Standard 5. Now to express a fraction as a percentage, we need to have 100 as its denominator. Thus, we multiply the fraction by a suitable number so as to make the denominator 100. We know 4 times 25 is 100, thus we multiply 3 upon 4 by 25, which is equal to 3 multiplied by 25 upon 4 multiplied by 25, which will give us the answer 75 upon 100, that is 75%. Thus, we get 3 upon 4 is equal to 75%. Let's take one more example. Express 2 upon 5 as percentage. Now to get the denominator 100, we will have to multiply the given fraction by a suitable number. We know that 5 times 20 is 100. Thus, we multiply 2 upon 5 by 20, which is equal to 2 multiplied by 20 upon 5 multiplied by 20, which is equal to 40 upon 100, that is 40%. Thus, we get 2 upon 5 is equal to 40%. So, the one thing that we learn after solving these two examples is that equivalent fractions can be used to make the denominator 100. Now, let's try solving and understanding a few examples given in your textbook. Example 1. Last year, Giri Premi group planted 75 trees. Of these, 48 trees flourished. The Karamveer group planted 50 trees, of which 35 flourished. Which group was more successful in conserving the trees they had planted? Now the number of trees each group started with is different. Hence we have to compare the surviving trees in each group to the number of trees planted by them. For this comparison, it would be useful to find out for each group the percentage of the trees that survived. To do that, we'll have to multiply the ratio of the surviving trees in each group to the number of trees planted by them and then multiply the ratio obtained by 100 to get the percentage of surviving trees. Now the Giri Premi's ratio of the surviving trees to planted trees is 48 upon 75. So to get the percentage of surviving trees planted by the Giri Premi group, we will have to multiply the ratio 48 upon 75 by 100, after which we get the answer to be 64, which means from the trees planted by the Giri Premi group, 64% survived. Similarly, the Karamveer group's ratio of surviving trees to planted trees is 35 upon 50, which on being multiplied by 100 give us the answer 70, which means from the trees planted by the Karamveer group, 70% survived. Now these are the individual percentage of the trees which survived. But the final question which is asked to us is which group was more successful in conserving the trees they had planted. So here clearly the more successful group is the Karamveer group, because out of the total trees they had planted, 70% survived as opposed to the 64% by the Giri Premi group. Let's see the second example now. In Khatau Taluka, it was decided to make 200 ponds in Varud Gaon and 300 ponds in Jakhan Gaon. Of these, 120 ponds in Varud Gaon were completed at the end of May, while in Jakhan Gaon, work was complete on 165 ponds. In which village was a greater proportion of the work completed? To find the answer, we shall first find the percentage of work completed in each village and then make a comparison. So the ratio of the number of ponds completed to the number of ponds planned in Varud Gaon was 120 upon 200. On multiplying this ratio by 100, we get the answer 60, which means by the end of May, 60% work was completed in Varudgaon village. In Jakhangaon village, the ratio of the number of ponds completed to the number of ponds planned is 165 upon 300, which when multiplied by 100 give us the answer 55%, which when compared we clearly can say that a greater proportion of the work was completed in Varudgaon village. Let's now have a look at the third example. For summative evaluation, in a certain school, 720 of the 1200 children were awarded A grade in maths. What is the percentage of students getting A grade? So we'll begin the sum by writing down the ratio of the number of children awarded A grade to the total number of students in the school, which is 720 upon 1200, and then multiply the ratio 720 upon 1200 by 100, which gives us the answer 60. Therefore, 60% students got an A grade in the school. Example number 4. A certain organization adopted 18% of the 400 schools in a district. How many schools did it adopt? Now, so far the sums that we have gone through, in them the data was given to us, and on the basis of that we were expected to find the percentage. This example is a little different. Here we are provided by the percentage and we are expected to find out the number. Here 18% means 18 schools adopted out of total 100, and total number of schools is 400. Now to get the desired answer, we will multiply the ratio 18 upon 100 by the total number of schools, that is 400, which will give us the answer 72. Therefore, the organization adopted altogether 72 schools. With this, we come to an end of today's discussion. Hope this video was informative. Thank you for being attentive. Please keep practicing. God bless you all.